Hello and welcome back to our newly 3-star island, the island hidden in the fog. Today we're going to have a very special guest. It is the KK Slider will be here playing some music on the island for us. After a little jamming with KK, we're going to be grinding for some Nook Miles in order to unlock the landscaping tool, and then we're going to be getting to work today. I have a feeling we're going to get, hopefully, a whole lot of landscaping done. I hope you won't be too upset, but we are skipping the concert today just because I'm way too excited to start working on this island and I just want to jump right in. Hopefully I can make it up to you though by playing Welcome Horizons through the beginning portion of this video. It's kind of almost like we went to the concert, right? Well, the concert's just about wrapping up, so we gotta get working. Tom, I really hope this is the last time I find you just waiting outside of my house for me. It's a special thing for sure. As a commemorative gift, I have his song Welcome Horizons for you. I mean, if you're gonna be waiting outside my house, you might as well have a gift for me, right? Though I would have preferred some Nook Mile tickets. But KK will be back here every Saturday. It really is amazing. Hidden Fog was once a deserted island, but now we can host important concerts. I hope Hidden Fog remains an enjoyable place to live for a long time to come. Well, Tom, since I plan to make this my forever island, you have nothing to worry about. Finally, we are getting the Island Designer app. This day couldn't have come any sooner. If Tom ever did a media recap at the end of the year, this would definitely be my most used app. If you're interested in seeing any island inspo or any codes that I kind of want to try out, I do have my Pinterest link below that has the board for this island. I think I also have a link in my banner too. I don't think today we'll get to downloading or testing out any of those codes, but I think next time we will for sure. My plan for today, besides getting enough Nook Miles to unlock the terraforming tool, would be to get the museum in its forever home, which will be right above resident services on a second level. I have a feeling we're going to be doing a bit of time traveling today. As always, the first thing we're going to do is check our mail, and then claim whatever Nook Miles we just earned. We're also just gonna run right by Phoebe. We don't want to interrupt her workout. We're gonna head straight to resident services and see if Tom Nook has any action plans for us before we start getting too deep into our work today. Well, hello there, Lottie. Oh, he just wants to talk about my new home loan. Okay, nothing important. We can just ignore everything he's about to say. Hopefully this is all he needs to tell us today. It's looking like it is. Alright, let's go and claim our Nook Miles for the day. We should also check and see how expensive the terrain tool is going to be. Ooh, we are almost halfway for just one of them. This is going to take us a while. We need to get grinding like now. We'll start by doing the Nook Mile Plus tasks. I don't think we'll do all of them because there's usually one or two that I don't really care to do. But I already know we're going to be time traveling, so we'll get more pretty soon anyways. I think we'll start with talking to villagers. That's pretty easy. Hey Puddles, how are you doing? You enjoying the island? Now we just need to hunt down, find 2 more villagers. This villager's home. Let's see who it is. Oh, it's Mary, and she's crafting. Perfect. My cat has also decided to join us, so if you hear any movement, it's just him. I think he approves of having a cat on the island, so no one tell him we're not keeping Mary. But we can probably find a forever villager that is a cat for this island. Well, now that we've got our DIY from Mary, we better head on out and find our 3rd villager to chat to so we can get those miles. I almost forgot there is a money tree outside of Mary's house, so we're gonna shake that first. I didn't feel like running around to find another villager, but I saw June was home, so we're just gonna crash into her house. Is it just me or does anyone else think that June and Mary are like best friends? Ooh, I'm sorry, June. I'd like to say it's gonna get better, but I just know it's not. And now it's time to collect those miles and decide which task we'll be doing next. Watering plants and chopping wood are really easy, so we're definitely doing those. Not sure about the stretching, it's a little long. But depending on what the hot item is today, I may or may not end up actually crafting and selling it, as long as it's easy. Let's go ahead and get the wood chopping out of the way. We're near so many trees and that one doesn't take that long. As usual, we'll catch back up after I'm done. I finished chopping my trees. Let's go ahead and collect those 300 Nook Miles. Now let's move on to watering our flowers, which again shouldn't be a problem considering how many flowers we have around this island. Oh, but our money spot happens to be right near this patch of flowers, so let's take care of that first. I've been meaning to move all my money trees into one spot, but I keep forgetting to do that. We have, however, hit 6,000 Nook Miles, so we're gonna go unlock the terraforming and start doing that like right now. I feel like this is actually going along a lot quicker than I thought. There's a good chance we'll also get the waterscaping unlocked today too. Now, I feel like I'm a pretty slow landscaper, so I'm probably just gonna give you a little bit of updates while I'm doing this, cause it's gonna take me hours to do. Ooh, seeing that we only have 60 Nook Miles left, it's a bit painful. But this means we gotta start working on landscaping right now. I'm fine with being broke if I can landscape. We've got a shovel in hand, and I'm gonna go right behind resident services and start building that cliff up so that way we can get the museum there as soon as possible. Eventually, those 2 pear trees on either side of resident services I will swap out for apple trees. I think majority of the trees on the island will be apple trees once we get them. So while I'm building the cliffs, I'm going to be going around those trees so that way they can still stay there and we'll have a little bit of a fun cliff line too. I think this section is probably going to be the biggest section that we're going to have to build up. So I guess it's a good thing we're doing it first. I haven't fully decided how large this section is going to be, but I do want the museum at the very back and some room in the front. Okay, so this is how it's currently looking. I still need to extend the back by quite a bit, but I think so far it's looking really nice. Now, my pockets are very full because I had to remove so many trees in order to get these cliffs built. So we're going to go ahead and try and plant some right here behind resident services so that way the museum is kind of blocked a little bit. It looks like I can only fit 2 fruit trees in this area, which isn't that big of a problem. Maybe I'll stagger one behind them. I also picked up a telescope. I think it was from a tree or something like that, which I think would be super cute near the museum. So I'm just going to set it up here to remind myself that I want to use that. I went ahead and grabbed the museum marker kit as well as an incline marker kit. Right now I'm just trying to place that incline marker kit and it's turning out to be a bit more difficult, so I think I'm going to need to go move Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters. So it's actually 2 days later island time because the spacing was off a little bit. I had to move Nook's Cranny, wait for that to move so then I could place this incline marker kit and then Able Sisters, making sure we had enough room for everything. So downtown is just flip-flop now. Now, because of all that time traveling and having to rearrange everything, I did get a little bit frustrated and I didn't want to get too overwhelmed with the area. So I decided to work on a different area. I just decided to clean up these back cliffs a little bit so that way my boyfriend's house, we can just move that and get it out of the way as soon as possible. So first thing I started doing was fixing up the base cliff so that way I had more walking room and a better area to start building on the upper level. And now that that's done, I'm all the way on the top level, filling in most of this pond so that way it's not in my way while I'm shaping these cliffs. Don't worry, there will be a pond back up here again. I just kind of need it gone and I'll bring it back. I haven't fully filled in the river, but I did want to get started on the cliffs. I think now's probably also a good time to show you what the map is looking like. Here's our current map. As you can see, I had to move Nook's Cranny back to the beach so that way Able Sisters could be moved to the left side of resident services. To the right of the new Able Sisters locations is an incline that we're going to be building. Where Able Sisters currently is going to be where Nook's Cranny goes once everything's moved. I will also be putting in a second incline to the left of Nook's Cranny once that gets put in. I also finished building out that cliff as much as I wanted and got the museum placed as well. That was a nice little break for me. Now I gotta get back to building more cliffs and knocking other cliffs down. I think I've actually gotten this little cliff section to the size and rough shape that I want, so now I'm just going in and making the cliff line look a lot more appealing. At some point I will get rid of that random waterfall that's just hanging out to the left, but I'm gonna worry about that later. Once I'm done rounding off this section here, we can go ahead and climb up top and see how it's looking up there. Now, there's not a whole lot to look at up here, but that's kind of the point. I'm trying to flatten it out so that way we can put a house up here. In this corner is where I think I want it to go. It's a pretty decent sized cliff area. There's a whole lot of room for activities, and I don't know what is going to be going up here besides the house. Probably won't know till we're almost done with the island. I almost forgot to mention, I did unlock waterscaping during all of that time traveling I was doing. And while we're here, we might as well fix the pond that I just destroyed a few minutes ago. I think having a lot of water features and especially a lot of waterfalls around the island is just going to be so cute and magical. Building natural islands is definitely one of my favorite build styles and probably the one I know how to do the best. I have also been getting ideas for other islands that I want to build, and they're all pretty much nature core. I've never built a city island before. It's a bit out of my comfort zone, but I think it could be fun, so I might be adding that to the list of islands that I want to make. I do have access to another Switch, so I could make a second island, though I think I need a bit more time with this one before I start a second one. I've also kind of been a little bit obsessed with this and have neglected all my other games, so I might want to play something else too. Okay, I think I have finished the waterscaping on this little section. This is how it's looking currently. We've got a nice sized pond and 2 waterfalls coming out of it. Now this area below this cliff, I was thinking of putting a neighborhood here with probably like 6 of the houses. I think now's a good time to do another map check. As you can see, that section of the cliff is way smaller than what it was when we started out. I do want to separate the second level cliff so that way we can have straight access to the secret beach. And I think a great way to do that would be building a waterfall canyon that goes all the way to the hidden beach. We're here on the next island day, and I almost forgot to mention that while I was time traveling and cliff building, we got a thought bubble. So that means next episode, we're villager hunting. Okay, I think this is a really good spot for Able Sisters. We also have Leaf here today, so we should probably buy some produce, maybe flowers or bushes. I do want to farm, so the produce is going to be necessary, but we can also sell it for bells in the meantime. And I think a great way to end today's episode would be by placing Nook's Cranny's marker kit, so that way next episode it'll be built in its final place. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me while we build this island. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them below. And if you haven't already and would like to stay up to date with the island, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so that way you can see when I post a new video. I should also mention that I did create a forum where you can submit game suggestions that you'd like to see me play. I have the link in my bio, and I'll see you next time. Bye!